Hey y'all. We are at the. Okay. Wow. I watch some people's videos on here and I just be like, girl, shut up. Like, talk about your skincare routines, some vitamins, what conditioner you put in your hair. Who did Journey to a Moon. Hi. Okay. OMG. Hold on, let me take this filter off. I don't know why it's giving her a filter. She don't need a filter. She pretty in real life. Okay, yeah, let's take that off. Okay. We have every camera activated. We do. Okay, guys. Welcome and thank you for coming in. If you are new here, my name is Jasmine Nakia. I own and operate Jazz Lash. Today we are going to do a wet set on my beautiful client, and I'm going to give you guys some amazing tips. This video will be on YouTube, so you guys can play it back. I do have some music playing, so I don't know that we're going to get monetized on that video on YouTube. So if you could do me the biggest favor and make sure you're following our YouTube and make sure you're tapped in, that would be greatly appreciated. We also have a Facebook group called Lash Barbs, in which you can also play this back. I would make Lash Barbs go live too, but I only have my iPad left, and that's just a lot of cameras in between what I'm doing because I might want to take some content. So again, if you're on our TikTok, please double tap the screen. If you're on our YouTube, please share the live and double tap the screen. Today, I will be literally training you on how to do lash extensions like a 5-year-old. I know a lot of people are like, break it down to me like a 5-year-old, like I don't know anything. And so I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to do so. Wet sets are huge, and we're going to do tops and bottoms. We might have to break this video up, but if so, it's okay. We will be back. And you know, don't hold your breath. We are on our journey to 1 million views on YouTube. I cannot believe I am almost at 1 million views. Like, that is insane. To even say that is effing crazy. Okay, so we are going to start by giving a lash bath. Now, a lash bath is by far the most important step because you're getting all the debris, all the oil, everything that could possibly be off of the lash line. It's important to get it off of the lash lines and get it off to brows, the under eye. A lot of times when people wash their faces, they're not even taking off all of their makeup. So you just want to make sure that you're 100% washing off all the makeup. So this is Jazz Lash Quick Clean Cleanser. All of our products will be restocking ASAP. Please make sure you're at jazzlash.com or else, okay? So I'm going to go in with our Jazz Lash Quick Clean Cleanser. And guys, I have formulated all of our products to be working like nobody's business. You're going to take literally one pump on each side. I like to take a brush like this. And the reason I like to take a brush like this, I feel like it just really gets in there and it doesn't damage the client's eye in any capacity. And I bring it up. One thing I'm going to tell you guys is you need to be extremely attention to detail when you do lash extensions. That is the whole purpose. You don't have a lot of room for error when it comes to lash extensions. And so I let it sit there. I let it get nice and I guess foamy. As you guys can see, I'm letting it sit there. One tip that we're going to start this with is your time is your money. But I say that so humbly and so respectful because the thing is, if you are rushing, your clients will know. Your clients will know and your clients will feel it. Okay? And who wants to feel like they're rushed? That's why a lot of times you guys feel like you can't charge this, you can't charge that. People aren't going to pay it because you're rushing, okay? You do not need to rush. 2 hours, a full set with me is $275, okay? I am ensuring that I have enough time. I am assuring that the client is not rushed. I am ensuring that I can get everything done that I need to get done, okay? If the client has a lot of lashes, it could even take longer than that. I have been lashing a total of 13 years, okay? So I'm no beginner. No, it should not take you 4 hours, but a full set in an hour is a scam. If I hear people saying that they're doing a full set in an hour, it is a scam. There is no such thing. You cannot lash 300 plus lashes in an hour. I do not believe that. Okay. So if you are a person that really is like, yo, I want to get this done in 90 minutes, it can be done. But me personally, I do not like to rush my work in any capacity. I'm going on that lash line with some warm water and I'm making sure it's 100% clean from cleanser. Okay. If the client was, my client is mixed, but if she was black with curly lashes, I may even do like another lash bath. If she was Hispanic, I may do another lash bath. Where am I located? I'm currently in Iowa. I'm in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm about 2.5 hours outside of Chicago. I do in-person trainings as well as online trainings, okay? So we did a nice lash bath. I'm going to take a fan. You need a fan. Okay? You have to have a fan. Do not try to fan with your hands or anything like that. And again, guys, this is going to be a beginner-friendly class because I would like everyone to understand the foundational skills of lashing and understand why the foundational skills are not only important, but mandatory, okay? Notice I'm brushing the lashes up. I'm not scraping down on the client's eye. I'm brushing the lashes up. Now, if I brush down, I'm going to be in this under eye area, okay? And I don't really want to be in that under eye area because that's uncomfortable for the client. Very often, if I get clients in and I ask them why they're leaving their original artist, they always tell me that their last artist hurt them. Lash extensions should never be uncomfortable at any rate. Okay, so notice I'm going through her lashes and she has absolutely phenomenal lashes. I'm going to zoom in on both cameras just so you guys can see how phenomenal her real lashes are. They're absolutely amazing, okay? Questions, comments, concerns. Let's get a little bit of courtesy in the chats. First and foremost, make sure you're liking the video. This video today is completely complimentary, not selling you anything, just need the views to get up. Second, our YouTube is like 30K away from 1 million views. So I will be on here all week trying to get us to that 1 million view mark. I cannot believe that's where we're at. Okay, thank you so much for the follow on our TikTok. If you go ahead and double tap the screen, I would greatly appreciate it. Same on our YouTube. We have a few people in our YouTube saying hello in that. Hello, hello, hello. Now, to start off, I always turn the light down. Sometimes you guys just don't even be picking up on like the little baby things that you can do to make the service more comfortable. Turn the light down. Who wants to open the eye and they're being blinded by the light because literally you got the light all the way turned up? As close as you are, you should still be able to see, right? I'm going to go ahead and take our microfoam pads. They're super white. They're super tacky. They're super sticky. They're absolutely my favorite pad. They do not move. If a client tears up, gets water or anything like that, they're my absolute favorite. When you're going in and you're taping up, this is the part that matters the most. You want the client to be looking directly up, almost overextending that eye. So when you come down, it's easy to just set it down. You want it extremely close, but not in the water line, okay? Sometimes you guys are in the water line and you're wondering why you're either scratching the cornea or the client is uncomfortable, okay? So not too much in the eye and not too much high up. I could go ahead and stop here if I wanted to because these pads are so bomb and they literally don't move. Go ahead and close. But I'm not going to because I literally want to make sure that bottom is super secure. I'm going to go in and use some Next Care tape. Vision straight up. And I'm also going to go in and make sure none of her bottom lashes are stuck. Now that I've cleansed the eye completely, I want to make sure my mapping is on point. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at the client's eye. And wherever that client's eye is where I'm going to put a couple dots. This is just going to kind of help me understand where I'm lashing at. I'm going to have the client look straight up again. And I feel like her highest point of her eye is about here. And about here. So same thing, her highest point is going to be about here and here. That means that's where my longest lengths are going to be and everything else is going to be tapered. You want to make sure you're mapping and placing lashes down that complement the client's eye, not turn the client into some like heavy way down lash catastrophe. So a lot of reason why people don't like lash extensions. They feel like, it's not really complimenting the eye. Have you guys ever seen someone's lashes and they look a hot mess? They're doing everything but complimenting the eye. We don't want to be that artist, okay? So we're going to go in and this is where we're going to really make sure that none of those lashes are sticking downward, okay? Same thing, inner corner. Now, when you're going in that inner corner, it needs to be angled. If you go at a straight way, you risk either scratching the cornea or it just being super uncomfortable to the client. I'll even come back and make sure it's nice and tacky and stuck down right in there. Go ahead and close. So you guys see how clean that is. We want that taping nice and clean. Vision straight up. Guys, do we have any likes on TikTok? What's going on? Class requirements are double tapping the screen. What's going on in our TikTok chat? What's going on in our YouTube chat? Do we have some people interested in becoming the best lash tech in the game? What's going on? Perfect. Go ahead and close. And I like to make sure everything is comfortable and seamless. Open up the eye. And then I double check one more time. Nothing's in the eye. Nothing's uncomfortable. Go ahead and close. And then this is a time where you can ask the client, hey, is anything uncomfortable? Does anything need to be readjusted? You know, this is the time. Okay. So now that I have those marks at the very top of her eye, I'm going to go in and I'm going to bring those downward. Now, the reason you're doing this is because, again, remember, this is the highest point of her eye. What does that mean, Jasmine? That means this is where most of the length is going to be. She does not need long ass lashes all the way to the outer corner of her eye. That is not flattering, okay? We have to do what's flattering to the client's eye. Or else there's literally no point. Okay? Any likes on the screen? What we got going on, y'all? I hope we double tapping that screen. What we doing, y'all? So we're going to use CC Curl on this client. And the reason we're using CC Curl is mainly just her eye shape. She does not need no super curly lashes. That's going to look a fool. Shout out to Divina. I can't see it. It went off. Shout out to Divina for liking the screen. I greatly appreciate you guys. Come on now. It's free to like. We shouldn't be holding them hostage. Let's get this video to 1K likes. If you're on our YouTube, please share. I appreciate you. So we're going to go in with C13 on those long lashes that you see me just mark off. That's the amount of length. So I seen how she pretty much wears her lashes like on a day-to-day basis, and they weren't long. They were nice and full, but they weren't long. Barbie, thank you so much for the likes. I really appreciate it. I will be following some people back, y'all. So make sure you guys are following the page. Journey to a Million. Oh my fucking God. I can't even barely believe that I'm saying that right now. We got Jazz Lash C Curl 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mm. And it's 0.03 diameter, but I am going to use some like 0.07 and 0.10. If you're a lash tech, let me know where you're lashing. I also have CC Curl 14. I like CC Curl and C Curl. I like CC Curl a lot when I'm mixing it with C. Another trick to really make sure you're getting everything how you want it is mixing curls. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Thank you so much for the follow. Hi, I'm in Cali. In Indio. I've been to California. I actually trained with Cami Nugent in Redondo Beach. Love Cali, and I actually love Cami. Shout out to Cami. Guys, this is the best kept secret if you don't already know. Go to Menards and get yourself an 80-cent lash plate. Like, come on now. Look at this. 80 cents. I'm one of those girls. I want to spend my money where it matters. And a lash plate, it does not matter. Okay? Get yourself a nice 80-cent lash plate. It works amazing. And it literally is like 80 cents. There's no reason for you to be paying $10 for it. So we're going to go in and use a nice, clean lash plate. And before I start that, guys, I really, really, really want to make sure her retention is T. Sometimes you guys are having retention issues, and I can already tell what the issue is. You're not prepping the lash line how it needs to be. We're at 80 likes, guys. Let's get to 1K. I'm going to go in and use a lash primer, okay? Now, I know that I gave her a lash bath, and to be real, y'all, the Jazz Lash Cleanser is so bomb I could stop there. But the thing is, why be good when we could be great? Okay? Why be okay when we can be flawless? All right? Why be pretty when we can be badass bitches? All right? Go in, take some primer, really get those lashes in there. So when I started 13 years ago, guys, there was no volume. There was only classic. There was no leeway for you to have shitty work. Excuse my language. There was no out for you to have bad work. There was no filter for you to cover up them lashes that was hanging. All right. And so with that, I had to master classics. And I love that for me because that's why my volume looks so good. Sometimes when I'm training, I can literally look at your set and tell that you did not master classic lashes. And, you know, that's okay. It's always room to learn. But the thing is, when you don't master classic lashes, your retention tells it all. Your placement tells it all. Okay? So now that I'm done with that primer, I'm going to, again, make sure the lashes are dry. We don't need no wet lashes. Just like that. Now, one thing about me, y'all, I have a couple lash pet peeves. No lie, okay? I have a couple lash pet peeves. And one of them is when my lashes are sitting on the pad. Oh, my God. Like, that is what gets me. Like, oh, my God, okay? I hate that. And I also hate when a client has amazing brows like this, and you go to tape, and you so scared to take the tape off because you like, oh, my God, I'm about to rip her lashes off. Like, I'm about to rip her eyebrows off. This girl ain't finna have no more lashes, okay? So you're going to go in with some sensitive tape. I prefer sensitive tape. It's my absolute favorite. You're going to go in as close as possible without touching the lash line, of course. And we're just going to set it in the middle. Now, I have a mirror directly in front of me to the right. And I have a handheld mirror right here in my hand, right? So if there's ever a time that I need to figure out how much I'm pulling up, all I have to do is bring the mirror up. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to actually pull the eye up. I don't want to pull it so far up that her eye is exposed. How do you know if the eye is exposed, Jazz? I have a mirror directly in front of me where I can see, right? So I don't want to pull it up where her eye is completely exposed to the point of now fumes are getting into the eye. She's going to get a chemical burn. We're just going to come slightly up. About right there. Enough so it's not sitting on the pad. You guys see how that little bit of a extension has now helped that out. Now, one thing I want to tell you. the influx of lash techs on every corner are the reason people feel like the lash industry is going down. The lash industry is not going down. This is a $1 billion industry. This is going to continue growing, right? Almost like when everybody started going natural and everybody's like, oh my God, relaxers are dead, relaxers are dead, relaxers are dead. Relaxers are not dead, okay? It's somebody right now putting that creamy crack in their hair as we speak, okay? Now, are people more cautious with relaxers? Of course. Are people more apt to trying to work their natural hair first? Of course. But that does not mean that lash extensions in general are dead, and that does not mean that the service of lash extensions is dead. A lot of my clients absolutely would not go and start putting lashes on themselves. They don't want to do that. They don't care to do that. And that's the audience that you're looking for. Now, excuse me, because my client is extremely young right now, but a lot of my clients are 30 and up for that reason. My clients aren't on TikTok trends. My clients aren't sitting in the house trying to glue clusters on their eyeballs. My clients aren't doing any of that. They're making money and they can't wait to come in and lay down and get a relaxing service and wake up with amazing lashes. Those are the clients that you're trying to attract. If you're online talking about, well, I think I'm not going to be busy because everybody's starting to like clusters and you not even focused for real. You're not, your brain isn't even where it needs to be, because a client who is even interested in clusters in any capacity is not interested in lash extensions. They're not interested in the maintenance. They're not interested in the service. They're not interested. Okay, so you guys have to always keep that in your mind. Let's say it's a client who always wears clusters, but she's going on vacation and she wants extensions. Great. That's not going to be a long-time customer. Sometimes you guys shoot yourself in the foot trying to figure out how you can get people to come to you when there are already people looking for you. You don't need to be trying to figure out how to attract this person and how to attract this person, because there are already people on the internet looking for lash artists. But they can't find you because you don't post. They can't find you because you're not consistent. They can't find you because you weren't booked this week and you gave up. Now's not the time to give up, okay? So we're going to start by putting out, the longest length we're going to use on her is 14. Her set is all about placement and just flawless ass lashes. We're not doing overly thick. You see how thick and full her real lashes are? We don't need to. This would be a case where if you took it too long, you would literally be overdoing the situation. We're going to use 14 C curl, 14 CC curl, 13 C curl, 13 CC curl, 12, 11, and 10 all C curl. I'm using C and CC instead of D, literally because of her eye shape. That's the only reason. Don't nobody want no lashes looking like she literally took a flat iron and curled them when she has such gorgeous eyes. Okay, we got 114. I like that, y'all. Can we get to 1K likes? It's a Tuesday. What's going on? But you know Tuesdays always be a little dead, y'all. I don't know what be going on. It's okay. We got all day, right? Getting my lashes out. That's another reason why I love me a good pad. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like sometimes. Thank you so much for the likes, user. I really appreciate you. Just trying to get to 1K likes, guys. If you're new here, my name is Jasmine Akia. I own and operate Jazz Lash. I've been lashing for a little bit over 13 years. I've been a licensed cosmetologist for 14 years. I'm originally from Chicago. I'm located in Iowa. Our website, Jazz Lash, will be back up soon. But in the meantime, make sure you follow our TikTok and make sure you're on our YouTube. Going in and mixing up my glue, you do not need a glue shaker. Okay, there's nothing wrong with your hands. Shake the glue. Sometimes you guys are using money on things that do not matter. A cute fancy lash plate and a glue shaker do not matter. I can assure you. Thank you so much for the likes, user. Make sure you guys are following this page. I'm about to start. Always let the client know I'm about to start the lashes. Please do not open your eyes. You're allowed to talk. You're allowed to rest. Please just do not open your eyes. Go ahead and turn that light up higher. Now, this is the time where you can have it nice and bright. When I'm recording, I make sure you guys can see at this angle, and I make sure you guys can see on this angle. There will be a full playback on our YouTube. I'm going to come straight into the lash, guys. Look at these amazing lashes. Oh my God. Like, so beautiful. I'm going to come directly in. And as you guys see, when we're dealing with a nice, healthy lash line, we don't got to do too much. We don't got to do too much. Okay, so I'm going to come directly into the lash line. That's a high point, so it's either going to be a 13 mm or 13 mm or 14 mm C or CC curl, whichever you prefer. Doesn't really matter. That the highest point is just going to make sure that we're not overdoing the lash line. Thank you so much, user, for the likes. I really appreciate it. Are we at 1K yet, guys? Go ahead. I'm going to use 14 mm C curl originally. I'm going to make sure that base is extra skinny like my waist. I'm going to come in. I'm going to set that lash down. I'm going to rock back and forth. I love Jazz Lash 0.5 dry time. Placement tweezer is still closed. Isolation tweezer is still completely open before I move the tweezers. Now, I want someone to do that and tell me that they have bad retention. I want somebody to double cleanse, prime, dry, isolate, and then proceed to lay that lash exactly how I showed you, and then report back and tell me they had bad retention. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And do you know why it's not going to happen? Because I've mastered this technique. I've worked on it month after month, day after day, year after year, over and over and over again. Set that lash down, rock back and forth. I love Jazz Lash 0.5 dry time. Cool. By the time I'm done doing that, I can now come back to that same lash. Sometimes you guys are fearful about coming to the same lash because of the glue. If that's the case, you're using way too much glue. More glue does not mean better retention. It honestly just means messier. Honestly just means taking longer to cure. You do not need a lot of glue. This is medical grade adhesive. Stronger than super glue. A dab is going to go an extremely long way. And if that base gets way too chunky, your retention is going to be bad. So we do not need a lot of retention, a lot of glue for amazing retention. Right now I'm going back and forth between 14 mm C curl, 13 mm CC curl. This is just going to give me texture. I'm only using 1 mm difference. And with this client, because she has such flawless real lashes, all I really want to create is depth, darkness, and texture. She doesn't really need a whole lot of fullness. She naturally has that. Working with the client's beauty, not against the client's beauty. 14 mm CC curl, bases are snatched. No SpongeBob spikes. Let me know if this is a good angle on YouTube or TikTok. Whichever you guys are chimed into, let me know. And as you guys see, that glue in my placement is so A1 that I'm able to move faster. Okay, so I'm moving at a pretty nice rate for me to be on live with you guys. And honestly, if the camera wasn't here, I'd be moving a little bit faster. And this is still going to take me 2 hours. That's what I'm saying. If it's taking you 90 minutes, love bug, you rushing. And I don't want to hear nothing else. You're charging for 2 hours of your time, it shouldn't matter. You got to think, if you're charging $150 and you get done in 2 hours, that's still averaging about $75 an hour. You're not making $75 an hour at your normal job. Thank you so much for getting us to 1K likes. I really appreciate it. You also have to think, and let me know in the comments if you guys want like a budget worksheet. How much is your overhead? How much is your supplies? How much is your booking system? How much did your trainings cost? How much does it cost for you to get to work? All of these things matter. You need to be adding up every single last thing. The primer, the tweezers, the glue, the pads, the tape. You know, a lot of times you guys will say, oh, well, if I'm charging $100 and I'm doing it in 90 minutes, I'm not getting paid $60 anywhere. You're in the red. Being profitable is not the same thing as making money. And that's why I'm wondering if you guys need a budget sheet, a worksheet that will actually break these things down for you. Lashes look good. They're laying very nicely. Nothing is stuck together. Everything just looks really good. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to make sure that that's definitely the truth. And always go ahead and check your work while you're lashing. I'm getting an ear piercing this weekend. Friday. I know. She does really good and she charges you like nothing.
Which one are you getting? Like, are you getting like
my fourth.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna get. I really want this, and I really want my conch. I'm scared for the conch though.
My sister has her industrial pierced.
Oof.
And it like ripped her ear. And she re-pierced it in a different spot. She's insane.
Yeah, it's never that deep.
She's younger though, so younger than me. So she's like a little. She's extra.
I had a dermal in my face. I had a dermal in my throat. And I had got my boobs done, and I had to remove all of my jewelry, and the dermal left the ugliest scar. And I was just like, okay, I'm never doing that again.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I literally looked like an addict. It was bad. I'm gonna come out here and do a couple of these lashes. And don't be afraid to take the lowest hanging fruit, the easy peasy. I'm going to taper this down. I'm going to taper this down all the way to 10. And the reason I'm going to taper this down is because look how just finer these lashes are in comparison to the middle of her eye. You don't need anything super heavy. I think sometimes you guys are like attaining a heavier look, but you still attain a heavier look with thinner lashes. I know as crazy as that sounds, but it's true. Oh, is it raining?
That's what I'm saying. Is it storming? Like, there was... Yep. That came out of nowhere.
How's the angle on TikTok and YouTube, guys? Any questions, comments, concerns about the full set, about the wet set, and what we have going on, guys? Please let me know. I'm going to pick up the speed a little bit here. My assistant is actually laying here, so she can't read the comments for me. So let me know if you guys have any comments while I'm still looking at the camera. I do want to turn the music up and kind of just be vibing. $10 CC curl on these very outer corners. A lot of times you guys ask me if you set on top or underneath. If the client's lashes are naturally curly, I do like to set them underneath. If not, then on top is totally fine. Now, there's nothing wrong with cluster lashes. I'm going to touch on budget one more time, and then I'm really done with the topic because I really, to be quite honest, don't really like speaking on this in a negative manner. But I'm going to break it down for you guys as big sis as I possibly can. Everything has increased, guys. And I do mean everything. the cost of apartments, the cost of food, the cost of practically everything has increased almost double, right? So with that comes the expectation from people that it's going to be more expensive. People are anticipating that, right? You need to get out of your head thinking that everybody wants a deal. And that's really social media. And that's kind of when you got to learn to log off, okay? Because you see a lot of people complaining about price. You see a lot of people complaining about what they can't afford, right? But you still see them vacationing. For some reason, you still see them in Florida. For some reason, you still see them in St. Louis twerking a sexy red. You still see them at the Usher concert, the Chris Brown concert. People are not broke. People are counting their money a little bit more, but people are not broke. Broke meaning $0. Okay, so I really need you guys to stop with that. Jordan is still getting sales. Louis Vuitton is still getting sales. Premium high-end brands have not went out of business, y'all. So we have to stop with the no one has money rhetoric. We really have to stop that. Now, if you're a business owner and you can't afford to keep the lights on, there's nothing wrong with going to get a spare job. I don't know who needs to hear this. There's nothing wrong with going to get a spare job. A lot of people think that entrepreneurs start a business and make $1 million on month 2 and retire. That is absolutely false. If you can't afford your suite, if you can't afford products, if you can't afford your home and the suite, then you may need another job. And guess what? It's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is how majority of business owners start out, or they go get a loan. You either sign your life away and possibly some of your business, or you go get another job and get it out the mud. Those are the options. The option of I'm going to start a business on Monday and be completely booked by Tuesday is not applicable. That does not work. That is not real life. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and kick up my speed just a little bit. Once you guys seen how that placement has, been secured. But I do want you guys to try this retention tip and tell me what you think. I already know what you think. I already know your retention is going to improve immensely. But let me know. Another tip that I'm going to give you that I feel like I learned out a little bit later in my career that I wish I would have known a little bit sooner. People follow you because they like you. People that you don't know, people that you've never seen, people that have never seen you, those people follow you because they like you. So it does not matter the content, right? You could be pumping gas. If people like you, they want to see you pump gas. You could be going out to eat. If people like you, they want to see you eat, right? So when you understand that, then it'll make it a little bit easier to build your brand. Now, I'm not saying that you could just get on the internet and start being Jeffree Star and just start saying crazy stuff. But what I am saying is people follow people who are polarizing, right or wrong. People follow people who are polarizing. Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, P. Diddy, etc. People who say what they mean and mean what they say. Now, I'm not telling you need to be crazy. I'm not telling you to get on the internet and start just being crazy. But what I am telling you is that the internet is an open platform, a free platform for you to use on a daily basis to build the business that you would like, to build the brand that you would like, and to build the persona that you would like. You have to take advantage of that. You have to take advantage of that, full advantage of that. So if you're up and coming lash professional, maybe it's just you restocking your materials. Maybe it's just you answering some questions about being a beginner. Maybe it's just you getting ready for the morning. Now, I have some people who say, Jasmine, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I don't want to record. I don't want to talk. Well, then are you going to pay somebody else to do it? Are you going to pay an influencer to do it? Every day, get up and start talking about your business. Are you going to do that? Because if you're going to do that, then it's totally fine for you to do faceless. But If you think that everybody gets on the internet and has faceless content and makes a whole bunch of money, you can think again. Because everybody will love to do that. That's just not realistic. That's why YouTube has now changed it. I think it's starting February where you're going to have double the watch hours and double the watch time because so many people think that they can get on the internet with like an AI image and make millions of dollars, and it's just not how it's going to work, guys. It's never really worked like that, but it's definitely not going to work like that, I guess, whenever YouTube changes their policies. Okay? Oh, did you park or did you walk? I've been here. Oh, okay. Hey, what time is my appointment Friday? 11:30 a.m.? I looked out when they first came out in the piercing room, and I looked and I said, oh, it looks kind of like it could rain. And then the next time I looked up, it was pouring. But now it's slowed a bit. Another tip I'm going to tell you guys that I see people misinforming all the time. You need to dry and brush the lashes. I don't know who started the rumor that you don't need to brush the lashes. That is bold-faced lie. You need to brush lashes because what's going to happen if your retention is off and then you come in here and brush lashes and they all fall off? You just sat here and lash for an hour plus and then you go to brush the lashes and they all just fall off. Then what? You gonna start over? No. You need to make sure your retention is top tier before you even start getting in good, okay? So that's why you want to go in, and I say firmly, I don't say with a lot of pressure anymore because then you guys are too rough. But you want to firmly press down. You want to make sure it's dry. You want to make sure it's not moving from the base that you have. Sometimes I see you guys, you're like brushing the lashes like this. No, go in and brush the lashes. If they come off, you need to improve your retention. Entrepreneurship is a constant look at yourself. How you're earning business and how you're earning money and how you're operating. Nothing else, nothing more, I can assure you. Okay, so now we're just going to keep going in, guys. I do think I'm going to turn some inspirational music on because I don't want them completely flagging me. They might flag me anyway because of what I'm going to play, but it might not be a complete, like, flagging. But I do listen to a lot of inspirational stuff when I work. Another thing I'm going to tell you guys is this journey gets extremely hard and it gets extremely lonely. And the only way to kind of combat that is to really stay busy. I'm not going to lie. There's always something you could be doing in your business. It's always somebody you can be texting. There's always something you can be doing. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm tired. Well, it's like romanticize building your life. Romanticize posting content. Romanticize texting clients back. And you do that by, you know, being a little delusional. Oh, my God, I can't wait to text this client back. Like, I'm going to make money. Oh, my God, I can't wait to text this client back. I can't believe I'm getting more clients. Like, whatever that is, those first 10 to 15 years, you're going to have to build. And it's going to feel hard. It's gonna feel painful, but it's either this pain or it's go clock in for the next 30 years for someone else pain. Those are your options. And I'm saying that as respectful as possible, as I feel like people are so sensitive now. You can't say anything without people like want to cry in the corner. There's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5. I started out with a 9-to-5 and essentially I worked commission for someone else in this industry for over like 2 years where 50% of my funds were automatically taken and I learned a lot and I still made a lot. Sometimes you guys are like, oh, I don't want to do commission. Oh, I don't want to do this. I learned more working commission than I did in cosmetology school. And if you have 0 clients, why are you mad about commission? You don't have no clients. You gonna take 100% of nothing? If someone is bringing you in clients and providing product, you need to be signing on the dotted line. The entrepreneurship talks on the internet has made people a little delusional. And I don't like that for y'all because that's not sustainable. If you don't have clients, you can't have a business. You don't have customers coming in, you don't have a business. So I'm definitely not saying go sign your life away, you know, bad boy Diddy style. But I'm definitely telling you, like, if you're not willing to kind of take a L on commission or going to work for somebody until you can get your name up or until you're familiar with products or something like that, it's going to be a lot harder. And you'll make all those mistakes on your own name instead of making them on someone else's name. Still using 14 at the highest point of my client's eyes. I'll drop down to 13 and 12 in a second. See how this little baby lash is trying to stick to the lash that I just laid down? And I'm not like freaking out and going in and like trying to rip it off and like doing all some crazy stuff. I'm just nicely watching what I'm doing, watching the client's eye, and I'm going into that lash and I'm really making sure it doesn't start to stick. And this is what I mean by not rushing your work. Because had you tried to do this in 90 minutes, you would not be done.
Do I have to sign or anything?
Hmm?
Oh, you're good.
Okay, thank you.
Barb. Barb. And that placement, you see him even coming back and kind of nursing it. You want to do that every single time when it comes to classics, aka wet sets. I'm going to plug up my other phone because it's about to die. Guys, do you have any questions? There is no stupid question. This is a safe lash space. So feel free to ask me anything. We do have a playback that will be on. Kelsey Bagleter says hi. Hi. Purple Loves Purple says hi. Hi. Okay. My son's begging for money as always. Okay, guys, I'm gonna turn up the music. YouTube just gonna be mad at me. I also lash the baby lashes. Ain't no skipping lashes out. Another reason why my sets are not cheap. I'm not lashing 70%. I'm not lashing 62%. I'm lashing 100% of the lashes. We ain't listening to no damn Beyonce. She got us messed up. Y'all see that video? No, let me stop. Yeah, I need to stop. I don't got no beef with Beyonce. Kick it with Kelly, y'all. How lit it be? My hand itching. Y'all finna give me some money? Ooh, my hand itching bad. Hey. We have 1.1K likes. We are about an hour in. I need everybody and their mom to like the live on TikTok. Please like the live on TikTok. I'm going to take a little break on my hand. I'm going to show you guys the views we're at. We are at almost at 970. We are trying to get to 1 million views. Okay? So I need everybody and their mom, if you're in our TikTok live right now, please like the live. Please support the queen. It's free. Y'all ain't even gotta do nothing. All you gotta do is double tap the screen, okay? And this playback will be available again on YouTube Live. Okay. They going crazy on my Facebook. We can't talk about that on TikTok. I'm gonna make a video about it, and I'm honestly probably gonna turn the comments off. Shout out to Norek Mason. Noreka Mason. We're gonna follow you. Lash artist in the making. Classic lashes, soft luxury. It volume coming soon. Let's follow her. Following all my lash girls back.
And that moment, that painful, uncomfortable moment, is the beginning of your transformation. Because the greatest growth in life does not happen when everyone is cheering for you. It does not happen when the road is easy. It does not happen when people understand your vision. The greatest growth happens in silence. It happens when you are alone with your thoughts. When you have doubts but still move forward. When you have no applause, no recognition, no guarantee of success, but you continue because something inside you says, I was created for more. Walk alone. Build yourself, because the person who learns to stand alone becomes the person who cannot be easily broken. Think about this for a moment. A tree does not become strong because it grows in a comfortable environment. A tree becomes strong because it faces storms. It faces harsh winds. It faces seasons where nobody protects it. But every storm forces its roots deeper into the ground. And human beings are the same. The challenges you face are not just obstacles. They are opportunities to build roots. The lonely nights, the failures, the disappointments, the moments when people leave, the moments when nobody believes in you. These are the moments that shape the person you are becoming. I learned something years ago. Your life changes when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Because every difficulty carries a lesson. Every struggle carries a message. Every painful experience has the potential to
Norek Mason. Am I saying that right? Are you a esthetician or a cosmetologist?
Because they run away from discomfort. They run toward comfort.
Barb.
They run toward approval. They run toward...
Yeah, my piercer in the building is ignoring me.
And they wonder why they never become extraordinary.
Y'all think she's tired of me?
Here's what most people don't understand. Comfort is one of the greatest enemies of growth. Comfort whispers, stay where you are. Comfort says, you are fine. You don't need to change. Comfort tells you, wait until tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And one day you look back and realize you spent years protecting yourself from the very challenges that could have built you. The person you want to become is waiting on the other side of your discipline. Not your motivation, not your temporary excitement, your discipline. Because motivation comes and goes. Some mornings you will wake up inspired. Some mornings you will wake up tired. Some mornings you will question everything. But discipline says, I made a commitment, and I will honor it. Discipline is keeping promises to yourself.
I'm an esthetician. I just started my lash business. I'm here in Belgium. Oh, what does the average lashes in Belgium look like and cost like? So guys, I did my original training in London, and that was really life-changing for me. And that's why I keep telling you guys, like, a lot of people will be like, why would I pay this when I could do this? Why would I pay for a suite when I could work in my house? Why would I Why would I pay for a lash class when I could just go on Jazz Lash YouTube for free? Why would I, like, and the thing is, like, what, like, when you guys want to run a business, are we doing this so we don't have to work for anybody and we can retire? Or are we just doing this because it's trendy on TikTok?
What would that person say to you?
Like, I'm really intrigued. This is a safe space too. Keep saying this is a safe space because I feel like a lot of times people don't talk because they feel a little intimidated. There's nothing to feel intimidated about. This is a safe space.
Improving and refusing to quit.
No one's repeating this information. This is between us, Lash Tech to Lash Tech.
That question is powerful.
Are you doing this because you would like to retire yourself, maybe your family, and or hand something to your children? If not, why not go get a job?
The life you experience tomorrow. People think success happens in one dramatic moment. They think one opportunity changes everything.
Like, because if you about to file taxes, get an LLC, write off your product, go to hair or cosmetology or esthetician school, promote yourself on social media every single day. Like, if you're gonna be doing all these things, you might as well actually love doing it. Or else you're just wasting your time. You can literally go get a job and they will do all of it for you. You could clock in, clock out, and go on your day. That did not work for me. It actually sounds treacherous to me, to be honest. I'd get a job if, we needed it. But for the most part, I enjoy working for myself. I enjoy building my brand. I enjoy getting online and talking to you guys. I enjoy helping other young women do the same, start their business and make thousands in a week, etc., etc. Like, that's what I enjoy to do. And I also make money